Coach, we'll start with just initial reactions after you got to watch some of the video on the Quinnipiac weekend.
I thought it was just a choppy weekend. Obviously we scored 3 goals in the first period of the first game, and it's kind of a little bit of a mirage. Then we didn't play poorly. We just weren't good enough. Second night we took 2 5-minute majors. I think we killed like 17 minutes of penalties. I think you basically have zero chance when you do that, and that's a discipline thing, and that's on me and on us to fix. And so the guys worked. The penalty kill actually did a decent job. I know they got 3 goals, but you're killing that many penalties, you have no chance, and that's just an immature team that got beat by a better team last weekend.
We have an official status on Josh.
He's probably week to week.
What are the steps for just having more discipline than what you saw on that penalty filled night?
Just growing up, we don't have an identity as a team. We have good players with a lot of potential. Sometimes it looks really good. Like the first weekend, there were times where it looked really good, and sometimes it looks like we've never practiced in our lives. And last weekend was a little bit more of that, but a lot of that is because Quinnipiac is, they're a mature, buttoned up, really well-coached team. And so that was, they probably felt similar last year when they came up here, and how that weekend went to how we felt this weekend. And, you got to grow from it and get better.
What can you learn from a game like this in terms of getting that environment, especially with such a young team, getting them in a top 10 battle like that on the road?
Those are they're good experiences, and hopefully, we realize what it's going to take for to play against a team. They gave you no ice. There's no free ice against a team like Quinnipiac, and they've been doing that for years. But I think they have a really good deep team this year, and they don't give you much of anything. So you have to work for everything you get. And I thought we did that at times, but we were just working to stay afloat in the second game, just killing penalty after penalty.
Is there something you're harping on going into this week, coming back home to the Alpha, maybe something specific, anything you're stressing?
Not really, just work ethic and discipline, and those things kind of go hand in hand. When you're not willing to work, you stick your knee out and take a 5-minute major. When you're not willing to work, you put your stick in their in their stomach and take a hooking penalty, take an interference call. That's just a work ethic thing. And we've had a high standard of that here the past few years, and we're at about a 5 out of 10, and that's that's going to get you exactly what we got last weekend. So we're just going to try to increase that, give ourselves a chance.
What's Colgate like?
They're good. They got really good sticks. They play.
Bryant was player of the week. Yeah.
Yeah, they have so they have players that can hurt you. If you play your game and you're structured, you'll get chances, I think. But if you're going to go up and down the ice with them, probably not a good recipe for us.
Obviously not a good penalty to take, but Lipinski has been a bright spot. Takes face-offs, all situations from a non-traditional area, Arizona. Just how's he? Thoughts on him?
Yeah, he's a high potential kid, obviously, and he's done some really good things. That was an unfortunate play, but it's a learning experience and a learning moment for him. But yeah, he's so far he's been a guy that he's played a lot of roles for us already in a short period of time.
Penalty kill too, right?
We got some. We didn't have a choice, a little bit this weekend. So he did get some. I think Saturday night he was out of the game the first period. So yeah.
Good hands, just.
Yeah, he's. There's nothing he doesn't do well. It's just, can he consistently do it? And he can get a little stronger, and endurance level come up a little bit. It's harder. Those guys have to work. Those big guys have to work a little bit harder to get around the ice sometimes. They're carrying a little bit more weight. They're carrying some more mass, and I think as he gradually improves that over time, he's has a chance to be a really good player.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep. Dimitri Yang.
Hey, Coach. Your fourth line has been a catalyst for you early in the season. We're thinking about for much of the team, trying to find an identity. Do you see the fourth line as being one of the few groups that does kind of have a clear idea out there, and is that the kind of the style of play that you want to see from the rest of the team, or am I kind of thinking about that?
Yeah, no, I think you're right on with that. I think that's the one line that, hey, we know what they're going to do. They're going to go out and work hard. And, so we're trying to find that in other areas, and we have hit, bits and pieces of it. But, we need some of our veterans to, probably raise their game a little bit. And, so it's, it's one thing to be a complimentary guy, as a young guy, and then, there's going to be a time where, like, the guys are going to determine whether am I going to be a really good player at this level, or am I just always going to be a complimentary guy? And, we have a great opportunity going forward here with, potentially, some guys out that play a lot for us, and can we have some guys step up and play, play a bigger role than we've seen so far?
The forecheck wasn't able to get going all that much this weekend, except for a stretch there in the second period on Saturday. What did you see that just had it not clicking, and what needs to improve on that? Is it just kind of work ethic like you've been talking about?
Well, I don't know if that's work ethic as much. I mean, that's a piece of it, and forechecking is just hard work and moving your feet, but it doesn't help when you're killing half the game too, because that takes a lot of energy to kill penalties. And we gave ourselves zero chance in that second game based on our undisciplined penalties. So then you're just fighting an uphill battle the whole time.
That was all for me. Thanks for your time.
Okay, thanks guys.
Thanks.